Good evening and welcome to Tetrakey TV. My name is Mark Hopkins and I would like to welcome you to number 206 of 260 Facebook Lives that Rob and I are doing in 2017. Now, to be honest, this is going to be a bit of a lottery because Rob and I haven't spoken today to say who is doing tonight. But I've just taken the bull by the horns and I'm on first and it's 9:01, so you get me tonight. So tonight I wanted to talk around this concept that I see so often in business and in sports world. I've just ran a session tonight for the Premier Hockey League based players. So these are the top hockey players in South Africa, and we are working towards a tournament that happens from the 25th of November. It's a 6-team tournament. And it's the same conversations I have in business as I have on the sporting field. And it's this concept of trying to be right. Now, there's two ways I believe you can look at something. Now, and again, this is something to think about in terms of decision making, and it's about what I talked about last night with commitment. Is you can wait for as much information that you can gather to prove that your idea is right before you press go. So, but let's be really honest. The moment that you have made a decision and say go, whatever happens in the future is just going to prove that you're wrong. You are right to make the decision with the information that you had at that specific time, but all the future does is become less wrong. So if you think about what we do and we look back at a decade, we look back and we go, why did you do this? Why did you make that decision? Why? You should have done, you should have done, you should have done. So when we say why and then we answer with you should have done, what are we using that allows us to say that? Well, what we're using is the information that's available to us now. So of course, because we have more information, we can look back in history and go, you should have done this. Because we have all the information that's available to us post-event. The time that you're making that decision, you don't have all that information. All you have is what's available to you right now. And what I find with a lot of businesses is they spend so much time waiting for more MI, waiting for more data, waiting. We need more, we need this before we make a decision. Now, the challenge I always go back to these businesses is, what is the risk of making the decision today, ensuring that you build some flexibility into that process, that if more information becomes available, you are able to adapt, versus stagnating, procrastinating, doing nothing, and waiting for utopia to exist when you have all the information that you need in order to make the perfect decision. Now, I haven't met anybody who has made the perfect decision, because I don't believe there's ever a situation where you have all the information ready to make a perfect decision. All you have is the best at this present time. Therefore, in the future, we don't become more right, we become less wrong. I will become less wrong in the future, and I think it takes brave people to change their mind. Yes, I might have had this opinion 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. And I stand by that opinion at that time because the information that was available to me led me to that opinion. Having said that, the world has changed and there is new insights. Therefore, with these new insights, I am allowed to change my opinion, which I think is a really amazing place to be. It shows that you are humble. It shows that we are not perfect. And I think it shows a level of maturity that not everyone possesses. What's better? Hanging on to something because you said it in the past but you don't believe it anymore, but you don't want to be seen as changing your mind, versus admitting that you did the best you could with the information available to you. However, now you can do something better. I'm just less wrong now than I was 5 years ago because there's more information to me. So the question I asked the guys tonight when we were training, the question I asked them was, what information are you using to influence what you're going to do? So what information are you using to influence what you're going to do? Now, the art of any good sports person, and where the elites really stand up, is they are able to identify, assimilate information quicker than others to make better decisions that improves their performance. That's all it is. That's what separates. Yes, there's going to be talent, but at the real top level of elite sport, the difference in talent isn't that much. There's an ethic, there's a work ethic, but it's their ability to observe and assimilate information to make a better decision than their opponents is what separates the good from the great. Separates those who win multiple medals versus those who win 1 or 2 medals. And it's a really interesting thing to think about when you're actually observing performance. The amount of cues and clues that are out there are frightening. In sporting world, it could be a little move of your head this way, which makes your body weight go more onto one foot, which makes it impossible to go in the other direction. So if you see someone leaning across, you know you can go in the opposite direction because they haven't got any power in those legs. And that's a cue. That's something that you can use in order to influence your performance and make a decision with the information that you have available at that time. Now, maybe that person then realigns himself quite quickly, and therefore the information is going to change. You have to make another decision. And that's what we do on a daily basis. We make constant decisions. When you drive, you are making a million decisions. When to accelerate, when to brake, when to turn, what to watch, You're making a million decisions, and we survive. And yet we go into a business environment and we procrastinate because we want more and more information. Imagine if you got into the car in the morning and you were unable to drive until you had all the information of what was going to happen in the future on the route that you were going to take. Imagine that. You're sat in your car and you're going, I am not going to drive till I receive downloaded, factual, 100% accurate information of everything that's going to happen on my way to wherever I'm going. And until I get that full information, I'm not going to move. The world wouldn't work. But yet that's how so many businesses work. They want the roadmap plotted, mapped out, guaranteed before they do anything. Those businesses fail. Those businesses stagnate. The competition blows them out the water. Now, I'm not saying make decisions ever, all the time, with things of just random decisions, spontaneous decisions, reckless decisions. I'm not advocating that at all. What I'm saying is do the best you can with the decisions you have available and the information you have available at that time, and be brave. Commit to something. Yes, you are going to get it wrong. We all get it wrong. We make mistakes. We are not perfect. Ladies and gents, we're going to die. Shit happens. But those of us who are brave enough to put one foot in front of another on a more regular basis than others are more successful. Fact. Those people who actually get out there, have a go, learn, fail, those are the ones who are successful. And yes, we talk about people who fail. Those people who fail, I just think they, as Paul says, I think you'll never make it to work because you're waiting for guarantees. And ladies and gents, there aren't many guarantees in life, and I think there are even less guarantees in business. All there are successful businesses and not successful businesses. The successful businesses have a great product and they are brave. They make decisions and they make things work for them. Because everyone's trying to take from everybody else, so be brave, be committed. Stop trying to be right. There is no such thing as right. There is just being less wrong. And with that, I am going to go and say goodnight. I'm going to go and stop my son, who is currently listening to James Blunt. And I'm not sure an 8-year-old listening to James Blunt music is going to be very good for his upbringing or his social skills. So I think I need to go and be a good parent. So with that, I wish you a phenomenal evening. I look forward to speaking to you tonight, because tomorrow night, because I think I'm going to hog it from Rob. No one wants to listen to Rob anyway. He's got nothing important to say. And I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.